Thank you for joining the Human Relations Commission meeting. Thank you for the interpreters that are here with us, ensuring that this is a space where we further language access. You all have the agenda in advance. The agenda is available in our website, and you all commissioners receive it via email. I'm gonna stop sharing my video, but I will be sharing the screen shortly. Are you all able to see the Zoom guidelines here? Wonderful. So welcome to this Zoom meeting. As I said, please go ahead and select the language of your choice, making sure that you click on the glove icon and selecting the language that you prefer to listen to this meeting. The guidelines for meetings using an interpreter, we're going to request for everybody in the space, even in the space of public participations, to please speak slowly, clearly pronounce your words and breathe between sentences. Do not interrupt the speaker. If you do have a headset, we do encourage you to use it, because then it's a lot more clear and interpreters can render the message accurately. And then please click mute when you're not speaking to limit any kind of background noise and avoid using any kind of idioms. Our rules for public participation are as follows. The city has engaged with several community members to create a vision for productive meetings that are meaningful, inclusive civic conversations. And this vision supports the safety for community members, staff, board commission members, as well as the democracy for people of all ages, identities, lived experiences, and political perspectives. If you want to have any more information about this vision, please, and the community engagement process, please visit the website that you see on the screen, and I will post it in the chat as well for those who are listening in. These are some of the examples of the rules of the quorum that we do have available to you in the Boulder Revised Code and other guidelines that support this vision. And this will be upheld during this meeting. So all remarks and testimony should be limited to matters related to city business. And no participant should make any threats or use any other forms of intimidation against any person. Obscenity, racial epithets, and other speech and behavior that disrupts or otherwise impedes the ability to conduct the meeting are prohibited. Participants are required to sign up to speak using the name they're commonly known by, and individuals must display their whole name before being allowed to speak online. If someone shows up to the meeting and did not sign up in advance, that is absolutely okay. We do remind public speakers that are community speakers that they do have 3 minutes to share their input. With that, I'm going to stop sharing and pass the word to Carlos.
Buenas tardes a todos. Bienvenidos a esta reunión el día de hoy. Voy a empezar con una moción para ustedes. Mi primera moción es de que una persona del staff el día de hoy pueda llevar a cabo esta reunión. Los que estén de acuerdo, por favor, levanten la mano, hagan una señal o digan, hey.
I do see Anna's hand for the record.
Hi. Hi.
Thank you, JH.
You're welcome.
We are waiting to hear from Commissioner Jacob.
Hi, sorry.
It's okay, thank you. If you're able to do so, please turn on your camera. So I remind you that this is a recorded meeting and for members of the audience to connect with you all, if you're able to. Carlos, thank you so much for making that motion. I'm more than happy to support the facilitation of this meeting today. I'll call the meeting to order at 6:08 p.m. And Commissioner Valdez, Pavlenko, Hilaire, and Jacob are present. And Commissioner Christine Chen is absent today. We go ahead and move into any agenda adjustments that you may have. And for that, I'll leave the floor open for you all to share if there are any adjustments that need to be made. With
Bueno, yo
that,
creo
it
que por
sounds
mi
like-
parte la agenda está bien. Yo no tengo ningún cambio hasta ahora.
Me as well.
Thank you. We're gonna cruise through this, and item number 3 of the agenda today is the approval of minutes. As a reminder, you did not have a meeting last month. Instead, you all attended or were signed up to attend a training that we're going to talk a little bit later tonight. But item 3 on the agenda, as listed, is the approval of the minutes of the last meeting, meaning April 18, 2023. We will need a motion to approve the minutes, or if there are any observations and adjustments that need to be made, this would be the ideal time.
Yo, hago la moción para aprobar las minutas del mes de abril, el día 18. ¿Alguien secunda esta moción?
I second.
Thank you, Commissioner Valdez and Jacob. The minutes of April 18, 2023 have been approved. And we move into item number 4, which is community participation. I'm looking at the attendees and also keeping an eye on anybody. We do have a member in the audience that I would like to know if you would like to participate in this section of the meeting. If you do, please raise your hand or let me know directly as I'm hosting this meeting. I'm going to grant a couple minutes for that. I did not see any reactions to that invitation to participate, and nobody signed up in advance for community participation tonight. Moving through the agenda, there's also an action item that we have tonight, which is a reminder of you all to, if you haven't done so, to sign up for the independent police monitor interviews This is actually an invitation to you all that the city staff and members of the community will be conducting interviews for the independent police monitor position. As you remember, you were invited in the past to participate at a previous interview cycle, and this is another cycle that it's open for interviews. The information that I do have is that the interviews will be conducted in July 11 and 12. I do not have the specifics in terms of times, but this is an opportunity for you to share and discuss among yourselves who is interested in participating in those interviews, as the commission, a member of the commission has been invited to be part of that panel. And I'll leave the floor open for you to discuss and have a conversation about that. And if you have any further questions, I'm here to support you all and with the information that I currently have available. Perhaps it will help if I give a little bit of context additionally. And Carlos, maybe you can share, if you wish, to share a little bit about the previous interview cycle and in which capacity you participated, if you are inclined to do so in sharing that. But this is a reminder that the Independence Police Monitor is the person who oversees the police oversight panel. The police oversight panel is a panel of community members that serve in their capacity as volunteers, looking at
Hey,
cases.
Ingrid,
Yeah.
it's Elizabeth. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Hi.
It looks like Feker got bumped off and is now a participant.
Okay.
She
let me
maybe,
go
she's kind
ahead.
of raised her hand. I'm wondering if she just needs to be a panelist again.
Yeah. Thank you for that heads up.
Sure.
Just promoted her
Thank
again.
Thank you,
There we
Elizabeth.
go.
Yeah, I was bumped off. That's all. That's why I raised my hand.
No problem.
Thank you, Vicar. So as I was sharing, this role at the interview and the hiring process is that the interviews have been conducted, and this is the person who will be supervising the police oversight panel. So the invitation is for a member of the HRC to join that panel, the interview panel, in those dates, July 11 and July 12. And the times do not have, as I said, but they're probably just not for the full day, right? They're probably chunks of the day where you have to participate, maybe not all of them, but some of the interviews. So I'd like to know if anybody is interested or has the capacity or would like to learn more about this opportunity without necessarily committing to it until, of course, you know the details based on your availability. Carlos, is there anything you would like to share regarding the first cycle that you attended to?
Bueno, en el primer ciclo en el que estuve yo, fue una presentación donde podíamos conocer a las personas que estaban interesadas en tomar posesión de este cargo, platicar con ellos, conocerlos, y fue un momento de convivencia entre todos los presentes que estábamos ese día ahí. Y después se procedió a llevar una reunión conjunta con las personas del Consejo Municipal, y pues ellos les hicieron varias preguntas, les hicieron como un tipo de entrevista para saber qué capacidad tenía cada quien, y pues decidir quién se quedaría con el cargo. Yo creo que asistir a una de estas reuniones es algo interesante y yo me gustaría asistir a una de ellas y si tengo posibilidad para esta siguiente reunión. Gracias, Ingrid.
You're welcome, Carlos. And I do believe that the format of this one might be a little bit different than the first one, given that that very first one that Carlos is referring to was more open to the community in terms of submitting questions, and it was more like get to know the final candidates. In this cycle, it seems like the recruitment resumed or started again, given that from those candidates, nobody got the position. So in the second round, I believe that these are more of a formal kind of like panel interviews where you are basically part of a group of people and other boards and commission members that have been invited to participate, and staff also to be part of that interview process. I'm not quite certain right now if they will be opening the opportunity as they did before to get to know the finalist kind of approach. But that's more information that if it is of your interest to participate in a different kind of process, I can figure out if that is an option as well. And thank you, Carlos, for offering to participate. I'm curious if anyone else has questions about this or has interest in participating and having that conversation with Carlos as well. I don't hear anyone. I don't see any reactions in the chat either. And that is fine. I think it would be important to know if what you think about it. So as I said, I'll invite you to access your camera or let us see your reactions, your responses, or interact in a way that is more personable. I understand you might be attending your family, but we don't know what's, if you can send us a quick message letting us know that you're here and that what's your response to this question. Anna, JH, Vicar, it will be great to be able to see you or hear your voice. And
Hey guys, I am just driving home. The traffic was terrible from work today. That's why my video isn't on. The police oversight committee seems like something I'd be interested in. I just don't know if I can commit the time right now, which is why I didn't react.
great, thank you. Please drive safely and hope to see you soon.
The thing with me is, well, since I have 2 ongoing cases with the police department of Boulder, I don't think it will be a good idea for me to be part of that. Because still, like, since, how would I call it? February? Was it in February? February. They harassed me, come to my business, claim that I stole things that I've never part of, I still can have a police report, which is the minimum that requires for 2 weeks to do. Hiding stuff, so I think it's the same for me as well. I don't want to be close to them. Yes, if those cases were not there, fine, because I know I don't want someone to gaslighting me like they did to Lisa Sweeney. At the same time, they're coming out and say a bunch of things that I'm not gonna say not true, but not clear or realistic in the end of the day. So I don't want that because I know Boulder is good for that. Again, I'm not saying that to be rude or anything. I'm Black. They will always find a way. Like the police, show up at my door. The guy claimed that he's going to charge me with like and a lot of things. So I think for now I will stay away from that. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, JH, for sharing your perspective. Anna?
Yes, I actually will be interested, but if it's not July 20, because in July 20 at 6 I have Boulder Junction second phase meeting scheduled. Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, I can maybe do it. Yeah, because I'm interested in this stuff.
And again, this is mostly like a job interview, basically. You will not be discussing specifics on the police oversight panel or anything like that. And I do not have the times, Anna. That is unfortunate because I'm not sure if these interviews are during the day or evening for the 11th and 12th of July. So
July, no, I could not. In July.
Okay, so Carlos, it sounds like you will be, you're not only interested, but also could be available during those days. Is that accurate? I see thumbs up from Carlos, so I could provide more information and get you in touch with the staff for them to provide you with more details. We do need a consensus from all the commissioners here that it is okay for you to have Carlos participate during those interviews. I hear it from you, but I will need thumbs up or something of some sort, whether you want to raise your hand or turn on your camera and let us know that it is okay for you for Carlos to be part of that if he's available and able to do so. I see 2 hands up on the screen. JH, would you be comfortable with having Carlos being part of that process from those interviews?
Sure, but I thought you meant to be part of it. I think I can be part of being part of the interviews that did it. Does that make sense? I can be part of being, but yeah, I'm happy for Carlos to be part of it. That's fine with me.
Okay. I can also find out if there's more people that it's needed, or you can have a conversation based on the availability that you do have.
Okay.
Because it's 2 days, those 2 days in a row. And as I said, I do not have the times, unfortunately. That is being set up, but I can share that.
Totally fine with me. Okay. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Elizabeth, do you have anything to add to that conversation? Is there anything that you would like to stretch here?
No, I don't think I have anything to add. It's just, as you described, Ingrid, don't have any more information on the dates, but just, it's important. I mean, as you know, this is one of those areas where what this people will do affects everyone in the community, hopefully in a really positive way. So it would be wonderful to have as many HRC members as can help with the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Anna, is that hand, do you have a question? Is there anything I can support you with?
No, I just forgot to put it down. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I'm looking at 2 screens, so sometimes my reaction is a little bit slow. So I thank you for bearing with me. Well, we're cruising through then. We do have item number 6 listed in the agenda, which is discussion or any of the informational items. And this is a reminder to sign up for the Advancing Racial Equity, the Role of Government training, if you haven't done so yet. As I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, you did not have a meeting last month. And the reason being was, one of the reasons was to be able to have the space for you to participate in the trainings. I am aware of a couple of exceptions or circumstances. Christine will be signing up at an upcoming one. And Carlos, I believe the Spanish First training is coming up as well in the upcoming months. And if you haven't done so, please let me know. I'm posting the link right now here. So let me know, or I can send it in via email as well to remind you to take the training. And maybe we can hear from some of the commissioners about how was the training like and what did you gain from it, and encourage your peers to take it as well from those who have attended so far. Anna, would you like to share a little bit about the training? I understand that you did attend already. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I attend about racism. Yeah, I attend. It was Anna Silvia who was talking about this issue. Yeah, it was long meeting. I think Firik also was here, but she's driving. Yeah, it was kind of, yeah, very, before they sent us video to watch, because I'm kind of from country where it's like a new for me, and I hear about what's happened, yeah, in America, about that, yeah, just by books and history in real life. It was very good experience to listen from people and know some people also who came from was study in different country and was foreign for this country, experience the same issue, like some bullying and racism. Yeah, and after we have a small groups to discuss some issues through the people, like who experience, like personal experience with some discrimination happened in life. Yeah, it was very nice to share and see what's going on. Yeah.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah,
I'm
I
having a
agree
little
with
bit.
Anna.
Oh, go ahead, Fikr.
I was just saying, I agree with Anna. We were actually in the same session, so that was nice. I thought it was really a good training, just learning the basic definitions and having discussion with other, people in the community was nice. My favorite part has to be when they would ask like survey questions, and then we would have we'd see like a bar graph of what everyone responded, and then had a discussion about it, because in ours it was very like the diverse submission of answers, so kind of hearing different people's perspectives was nice and eye-opening. I learned a lot about things that I thought I knew a lot about, so it was nice. It was a good training, very educational.
Thank you both for sharing. I don't know if it was my audio. I had a little bit of issues understanding and here listening, Anna. I think there's some echo for me, at least. We can check. And also I remind you that it's important for the interpreters to be able to hear you all clearly, so the message can be rendered in a different language clearly as well. I just got a little note from the interpreters too that they got the same issue with audio. But thank you so much for sharing, Fikr and Anna. Again, you hear it. This is a training where you can have a lot of aha moments. It sounds interactive, which I have no doubt that it is, knowing that the facilitator, Ana Silvia Avendaño Gurriel, is an amazing facilitator, and also other peers in the city who are holding the space. And I'd love to hear, if it's okay, Fikir, because your audio is a lot clearer while Ana gets her set up, if you felt that that space was safe for the group who was there.
Yeah, totally. I thought so. I think everybody, at least in my group, was very open-minded, and just doing the base. I think the questions they would ask, the facilitators were really good. They asked the right questions and kind of led us deeper and deeper to maybe more uncomfortable topics, but like had a good segue to those. And so we were building community and talking to different people in partnerships. And when you get to know a lot of the people like even if you talk to them for a few minutes, you feel a little bit more comfortable with them than if you were just looking at a screen of 12 people. So yeah, I felt completely comfortable, and it seemed like everybody else did too.
Thank you, Fikir. I appreciate that. So there's, you heard it from your peers. I hope that if you haven't taken the training yet, please do so. This is a recorded meeting, and we will be sharing it with Christina as well, as usual, as a reminder for the entire commission to be able to take this training is beneficial. We can go ahead and move on into our next agenda item, unless anyone else has anything else to add. Okay, I see Carlos' head saying he's good. I don't see any other reactions. Let me check if we have anybody else. Yep, very good. So we're moving through rather quickly. This is going to be a short meeting. Seems like we're moving into the staff update, which is item number 7 in our agenda. I will go ahead and share my screen, and please let me know if you're able to see it. You should be able to see a PowerPoint. Are you able to see it? Thank you, Carlos. So for today, we're going to cover 3 basic items on behalf of the staff update. I want to make sure that I do, oops, sorry, you're not supposed to see my notes. Was cheating. I want to make sure that you are in the loop of items and topics that were discussed in the past, including the Reimagining Police Care Team. As a reminder, a couple months ago, you heard from other city staff, from Wendy Schwartz. We have her here as a guest speaker, and she was sharing about information about what could it look like in that process of reimagining the approach that the police has working with those vulnerable sectors of our community. And the update that I got is that they are getting, they are in the process of hiring. The positions were posted and are working on hiring the clinicians and case managers that will be leading this program. The paramedic positions should be open soon as well. And fire is working on uplifting a van that will be used to be a vehicle for the response team. So the city staff is waiting to receive proposals back for the program evaluation piece. And that would be, the selection process should be done sometime this week. They were also planning on a soft launch of this program at the end of July and a full launch of the program in early September. That is so far what I do have to report regarding the care team and the reimagining police topic that was discussed a couple of months ago. Do any of you have any questions regarding the process or regarding where are they at in terms of steps that are being taken and steps that are coming up? Elizabeth, is there anything you would like to add?
Just that we're really excited. So the reimagining police process, as Ingrid said, is really not a process that is being held within our department. But we all believe in the city that it can and will result in some really positive, a positive future, both for that department and for our community. So thank you for your input on that. The CARE program is one that our staff and Housing Human Services are really involved in, along with the fire and emergency response staff. And there too, we're really excited to be able to expand in a way that enables community members in crisis to get the help that they need without engagement with law enforcement. So again, we're just excited as a department and as a city to be able to expand all of the offerings to community members in crisis.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Are there any questions from commissioners? I see Carlos nodding his head. Thank you. Anna, Ficker, JH, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna. As I shared earlier, I'm looking at two screens. So if I call your name, it's because I've not necessarily been able to see you. I have to switch back and forth, but I appreciate you. I don't see JH. Let me make sure that he's not in the weight room. One moment, please. Because I did not see him. Okay, one moment, please. He was probably kicked off. And I'm allowing him to come back into the space. Welcome back.
So I was
JH.
kicked out. I don't know what happened, but I tried to log in again.
Thank you for being here again. Can you hear us okay? It sounds like the reception is not very stable. Can you hear us okay, JH?
I can hear you better right now, so I'm trying. Yeah, it's better. Thank you.
Okay, great. Do you have any questions about the update on the care team?
No, I don't have any update. I just read what you put up, and I'm fine with it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So the next staff update that I would like to provide you with is the police oversight ordinance community conversation. You may or may not be aware that the ordinance is under review as it is, and there is the opportunity and invitation for community members to participate in a community conversation. This is open to everybody who would like to participate. And it is actually tomorrow from 5 to 6:45 p.m. at the Canyon Theater at Boulder Public Library. This is an invitation to community members to discuss possible changes to the ordinance. And there will be a Spanish interpretation for community members who would like to be there. And those for people who will not be able to join in person, but they still would like to provide their feedback, I am putting a link right here to you in the chat for you to provide feedback as well, in case you're not able to attend. I can also provide the details in writing if you need them for to attend tomorrow. Reminder is at the theater, Canyon Theater at the Boulder Public Library from 5 to 6:45 p.m. So the invitation is as well for you to share that with community members if you're not able to attend or if you are able to attend. Do you have any questions about that opportunity or that invitation?
Bueno, hasta ahorita yo no tengo ninguna pregunta, pero yo lo que voy a hacer es compartirlo con miembros de mi comunidad y otros conocidos. Lamentablemente yo mañana no voy a poder asistir a este evento porque tengo otro evento para ir a conocer a los candidatos para alcalde y para concejales de la ciudad. Voy a estar en ese evento de 6 a 8 de la noche.
Thank you for sharing, Carlos. It is unfortunate that some events are scheduled at the same time, same dates. And I know that there's work that we have to do to make sure that we do not overlap, and sometimes it's so difficult to be able to coordinate across departments to make that possible. But as I said, people can provide their feedback in writing, and there is the link. I provided it in the chat, and I can follow up with an email as well for you to have it. And yeah, if you're able to attend, then please do so. Any other comments or input? The last item that I do have as a staff update is actually not an update, but just letting you know that there is conversations happening in ongoing basis with the city manager's office about the administrative change of the commission to that office specifically. So we do not have anything new to report other than the conversations are still happening. There's staffing for other positions as well, and that has added, strengths, but we'll get you updates when we have them. Just know that that is part of the work that we're doing as well. Let me see here on topics. Just revisit the agenda real quick. Because in terms of staff updates, I think that's all we have. However, maybe when we do hear the updates from you all, we can revisit some items that it's important for you to know where you're all at, including events. Anna will be sharing with us a little bit about the Boulder Junction Phase 2 project. Vicar will be sharing with us about the Human Relations Fund a little bit. And maybe Vicar, you can update us where you're at with Christine on the memo to council. I believe that during April, it was decided that Christine and yourself are going to draft it. And then Carlos is going to provide some information about the block parties. And then the floor will be open for any kind of updates that you would like to provide and get your peers up to date too. So,
Hey,
Carlos,
Ingrid.
yeah, go
Sorry
ahead,
to
Elizabeth.
interject again. I didn't know if you saw that Jalea has joined for a Human Relations Fund update as well.
Oh, great. Hello, Julia, are you here? Okay, great. She's here and will be providing us as well and with an overview and maybe just introducing herself. So you all have the delight of meeting her since she is being the driver of the Human Relations Fund.
Can you hear me? Hello?
It's a little robotic.
Hold on, let me try this. So sorry.
It's okay.
Can you hear me at all?
It's still robotic. Maybe we can start with Carlos and with him sharing about the block parties and any other updates, and then we can get back to you. Is that okay? Oh, she's
I'll
out.
watch. Yeah, she's off. I can watch to see when she joins again. Oh, there she is.
Great, thank you.
Do you want to try again, Jalea?
I am. You hear me?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to transfer to my computer so that I can have better
Gotcha.
audio.
Okay. We'll give you a few minutes. We'll have some other folks speak and then come back to you.
Okay.
Carlos, do you want to go ahead?
Sí, claro. En estos meses que vienen, que son junio, julio, agosto y septiembre, vamos a tener unas fiestas de bloque que les llaman. Y los organizadores de estas fiestas son los conectores comunitarios, junto con la ciudad de Boulder y otras organizaciones. La idea de estas fiestas es unir a las comunidades. Ya ven que hemos pasado por situaciones difíciles en los meses pasados y en los años pasados, entonces con estas fiestas queremos traerle a la comunidad un poco de unión, un poco de alegría, ¿sí? Entonces, les hago esta invitación a todos ustedes porque queremos que si pudiéramos que los comisionados de relaciones humanas estuvieran, no todos en todas las fiestas, pero sí en algunas, también para que ustedes se presenten, sepan quiénes somos y qué es lo que hacemos. También pueden ustedes dialogar con la comunidad. La primera fiesta que viene es este sábado 24 de junio, que va a ser de 1 a 5 de la tarde en la comunidad de Orchard Grove, que está en las calles de Balmont y 30, es en la esquina. Esa es la primera fiesta comunitaria que tenemos este sábado. Los que quieran y sean gustosos venir, ahí los esperamos. Yo voy a estar ahí, pero voy a llegar un poco tarde, pero voy a estar. Y la segunda fiesta comunitaria que tenemos va a ser en la comunidad de Ponderosa, aquí donde yo vivo. Esta va a ser el sábado 22 de julio, casi dentro de un mes. Y esta va a ser de 4 a 7. Entonces, pues para los que gusten y puedan asistir, están cordialmente invitados todos. Va a haber música, va a haber comida, va a haber información de algunas organizaciones y también de la ciudad. Va a estar, creo que el departamento de policía de la ciudad, el departamento de bomberos, va a estar espacios abiertos y pues van a ser unas fiestas bonitas y que les puedo decir que más están cordialmente invitados. Todavía no tengo las fechas para agosto y septiembre, pero más adelante se los puedo compartir. Gracias.
Thank you, Carlos. And what a great way of meeting with community members in their backyards, having fun. And sometimes that's the entry point to have more difficult conversations and hearing people concerns and issues that are affecting them on a daily basis. So we appreciate you, Carlos, a lot for being part of that, and also for extending the opportunity for all the commissioners to be able to engage with community members at these block parties. I know it's been a collaborative effort between the engagement team, Housing and Human Services, and other departments to be able to bring the city to people and at the same time provide with grant opportunities for community members to organize the events and build community and strengthen their communities. Not that they need to build it, it's already there. So thank you for sharing that. And yeah, it will be great, Carlos, if you want to share the calendar. I'm more than happy to send it to the commissioners, the commission, the entire commission as well. So we can go ahead and see. Oh, go ahead, Carlos. You have something to add?
Sí, Ingrid, quería decirte que te voy a mandar el folleto de Orchard Grove. Todavía no tengo el de Ponderosa, pero tengo el de Orchard Grove para ver si te lo puedo mandar más tarde hoy, para que tú lo compartas con todos los de la comisión.
Okay, and that one is this coming Saturday, the one at Orchard Grove. Is that correct? Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna go back to the Human Relations Fund, but before we do so, Jalea, would you like to introduce yourself? It's lovely to see you.
Yes, hi everyone. Thank you for having me. I have a little interception here from my little coworker. It's dinner time, so she's kind of like, I want to be near you. So my apologies in advance. So hello everyone. My name is Jalea Daly, and I'm the Human Investments Manager with City of Boulder. And so, as a part of my duties, I am the new manager of the Human Relations Fund. And it's been really great working alongside Ingrid and also FICR to review some applications and award some funding out to the community for community events for Immigrant Heritage Month, Juneteenth, Indigenous Peoples Day, and just some other, like Pride and some other community events that are going on. And so, sorry. And so the application process for round 1 for 2023 is currently open through the end of September for programs going on from June to December. Currently, the decision-making process is internal with views from city staff, including myself and Ingrid. And we have been consulting with FICR on an as-needed basis to review some of those applications.
Happy to take over, Julia, if you need me to.
Sorry.
That's okay.
To support.
We have many of us have been there. So what Julia was just sharing is, yeah, they've gotten a lot of requests in so far, have already allocated quite a lot of the funds for this, for events between now and the end of the year through December. And this is also, as you all know, a new process for us and for organizations that have been receiving funding for some of them for many years. And we just, I think collectively, I appreciate Ingrid and Julia, FICR, our coworker, Markeisha Key-Hagan, our grant specialist, for really helping create a new process that we hope will be open and accessible and even more efficient for people seeking funding and for us as we get it to them. So yeah, it's been really great so far. Yeah, Julia, thank you for being on. Maybe hang on if folks have questions. No apologies. Yeah, no apologies necessary.
Thank you. I ditto that. And as you can see, funds are being allocated. And the process of the decision-making process, maybe FICR can share a little bit about that. In my experience, it's been interesting to interact with a platform that is so simple in terms of what the grantees have to submit. So I just opened the floor in case FICR you want to add anything from based on your experience.
Ingrid, if I could just really quickly, now that we've got a calmer baby, also just say that for the first fund round, which is ending September 29th, we allocated a total of 47,000 to that. And we literally only have 4,750 remaining for Indigenous Peoples Day. So we have had an extremely successful first fund round. I think that the application process has been, streamlined for those folks that are returning applicants. And it just seems to be a pretty swift, easy process. And so really happy to be part of the management of the funds that help to elevate, human rights and civil rights issues within the community. And it's been really great reading the applications as well to see all of the different creative things that the community is doing to put on and elevate, the things that are important to them regarding human and civil rights. So thank you to everyone that has submitted applications, and yes, to FICR and Ingrid and Markeisha for all their support in getting the process started and, through the awards and everything like that. So thank you all. And again, my apologies.
Thank you. Finley is officially in recruitment for the Human Relations Commission. It's too early to start recruitment, I'm just saying. Speaker, would you like to share a little bit about what your experience been like? Maybe we can hear back from Fikr in a couple minutes if she's still driving. You can send me a message and we can revisit as needed. Anna, would you like to go ahead and share with your fellow commissioners an update on the Boulder Junction project?
Yes, absolutely. Are you hear me okay? Because I'm using camera for microphone and headphones. Is it better? Okay, now I don't hear any. Speakers. Yeah. Are you hear me okay? Just okay. I just will start to speak because I could not hear you for some reason. I heard before. Yeah, I attended this meeting and it was about phases, like how many steps of like stages they have in junction, Boulder Junction. And it was start 15 years ago. They have done this phase 1 when they develop about, right now they finish phase 2 and totally it's developed about 1,400 new housing units. 2 general improvement to transportation, public improvement like public spaces, open spaces, like people can have sitting spaces around the buildings, mixed use development. They have kind of developed housing at the same time places for small businesses. They use the buildings around for different purposes. On the second stage, they were focused more on green spaces. They put trees around and some increase. Also, it's create like about 2,800 new jobs potential in this area for people because of small businesses, especially because Google is close to this place. Yeah. What people were worried about it's how they gonna mix this like residential and business areas together and how they gonna keep still open spaces safe, like don't destroy Goose Creek and some walking area trails, biking passes. Yeah. And also public access, if everyone have access to public spaces like areas for parties, for events, but they're also working on. My question was about if it's gonna be junction bus station here, how it's gonna communicate with people around who live here. But because if it's a lot of buses gonna be in the future, it will be very not healthy for kids to live here close to this place. But they working very, very well on this like ecological stuff and also asking a lot of commissioners, a lot of groups in Boulder, ask opinions and very open to what they can improve and how they can do it. And second meeting gonna be in July 20th. Yeah, I was thinking June 20th today, but yeah, July. What was? Yeah, I'm gonna take out. Yeah, headphones. Yeah, because I start to hear people. Okay.
Thank you, Anna. So it sounds like the opportunities for public engagement and participation are not only being channeled through different boards and this work group, correct? It sounds like there's going to be other opportunities. I do have here in my notes that in August, the planning board is going to have a public hearing, and city council also is going to have a public hearing on September as well. If I'm understanding correctly, then phase one was mostly developed was mostly covering the mixed use, and right now is more about building the green kind of areas and the human aspect, other human aspects of it, including green areas and spaces where community can gather, and as well as trails. Is that correct? And pathways? Okay. Is there anything that you need to ask of your fellow commissioners here that you need to bring back to this multi-board group on July at your next meeting?
Maybe someone have special like opinion about this area or what they want to be heard, and I bring it to and ask. Yeah.
Can you remind everyone where in the city is this area located?
It's in Walmart, Pearl Street, Churches, and Pearl Street. It's a new area. It's like Walmart Street, like we drive from Red Oak Park. Walmart, Churches Street, they build this, and it's stopped on Pearl.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's between Pearl and Balmont on
Mhm.
Walnut?
Walmart.
Oh, Balmont, between Balmont and Pearl on the east side of the city, right? Passing 30th, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you heard it from Anna. Do any of you have questions or opinions about this area? Have you seen the development that has happened there in the last couple of years?
Bueno, al menos yo sí, he caminado por ahí, he andado cerca de ahí, sí se ve la diferencia de construcciones que hay. Ahora hay más edificios, antes eran menos, pero ahora se ven más. Y es maravilloso cómo la ciudad de Boulder está creciendo, está teniendo más infraestructura, y pues a lo que era unos años atrás. Yo ya tengo aquí más de 15 años y se ve el cambio que está teniendo la ciudad de Boulder. Gracias, Ana, por tu información y por asistir a esta reunión.
I am aware that we figure got disconnected. We still have quorum. And I'm gonna ask JH if you have any questions or feedback, additional feedback that Anna can bring back to that meeting on July 20th. Is that what you said, Anna? On Boulder Junction, the phase 2. JH, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Great. Do you have any additional feedback or any questions for Anna regarding these Boulder
No,
Junction?
I don't. Thank
conversation?
you. I
No?
don't.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And again, if you need more information, you maybe can share it with, reach out directly to Anna. Remember, we cannot get more than 2 people on those emails, but if you send it to me and then we can capture those questions, have Anna and send them to Anna so she can go ahead and have questions or additional feedback on this development. It is 7:15 p.m. We're doing great on time. Team record maybe. We do have, let's see, any other events update that you want to share about, or any things that are happening in town that you would like to share?
Sí, yo tengo otro evento que compartirles. Este domingo también, de 1 a 5 de la tarde, vienes a la misma hora que va a haber un evento que está organizando la ciudad. La ciudad está organizando una serie de eventos durante julio y agosto. Van a ser aquí por donde está el Tea House y el parque de ahí del centro. Va a ser un evento de patinaje que está organizando la ciudad y es para todo público. La gente que quiera asistir a este evento pueden hacerlo. Se llama Boulder Social Streets, las calles sociales de Boulder. Y este domingo va a ser de patinaje, para patinar en la calle. Va a estar cerrado ese lugar para que la gente pueda asistir. Gracias.
Great. I haven't heard of that event. Thank you for sharing, Carlos. And if maybe you can send a link or some more information, I'm happy to share it back with the commission. And is it going to be downtown, Carlos, you said, or in the civic area?
Sí, va a ser ahí cerca del parque que está ahí en ¿cómo se llama este parque? Ahí en el centro, en la Broadway y la Kenyon. Va a ser ahí en el Tea House donde se hace el Farmers Market. Va a ser ahí en esa parte.
Great. Thank you. Any other events of topics of interest that you want to share among yourselves? Well, I'd like to remind you that as you heard, a lot of events have been, and organizations have gotten some funds from the Human Relations Fund. I'm more than happy to share those as well for you to know and participate if possible. Those are opportunities for you not only to engage with community members, but also seeing the approach that community organizers are taking on issues and how arts, music, and other expressions are furthering the conversation and dialogue and inviting people to learn and grow from each other. So as follow-up items, I do have a few invitations that I have to send you and links and important information, including details to you, Carlos, on the Independence Police Monitor interviews, and I can also share that with JH, and I will be sharing that. I do not see that Fikri was able to join us again, but we will potentially hear back from her or Christine on an update on the letter to council regarding the conversation around homelessness. Let's see. If you do have additional questions or feedback to provide to Anna regarding the Boulder Junction project, please connect with me. You can send me the questions or comments and I can make sure that Anna gets them. And then for the opportunities to engage with community at the block parties that are happening at manufactured home communities, including the upcoming one on Saturday, June 24th from 1 to 5 at the Orchard Grove community, which is on 30th and Belmont. And then the upcoming ones in Ponderosa, Boulder Meadows, Vista Village, Mapleton, and potentially San Juan Centro. I'm not sure if that is listed there or not. You do not, I will send you also information on tomorrow's invitation on the community conversation about the police oversight ordinance, which is happening tomorrow from 5 to 6:45 in Canyon Theater at the Public Library. And I can reshare the link for those of you who are not able to attend in person. I believe that is all I'm going to include in that correspondence or anything that I have pending to share with you. Is there anything that I missed that you will be so kind to remind me? No? Okay. With that, we have covered all the agenda for today. It wasn't an exhausting agenda. It was pretty short and concise. I appreciate you for your patience and also for granting me the opportunity of supporting you all with facilitation. Thank you to our interpreters as usual for advancing language justice and making sure that this meeting is hosted in both English and Spanish. And it is 7:22 p.m. With that, we can finish the Human Relations Commission meeting. Can I have a motion, please?
Siendo las 7:22 de la noche del día 20 de junio, pido la moción para dar terminada nuestra reunión. ¿Quién me secunda?
Is anyone able to please second the motion to conclude this meeting? Unless you want to stay here for a little longer. JH, Anna, do either one of you can second the motion?
Aye.
Thank you, JH. With that, all of you in favor of concluding this meeting at 7:22 p.m.? Thank you. Elizabeth.
I just want to say thanks everyone for your time and thank you for facilitating, Ingrid. Have a good
You're
rest
welcome.
of the week.
Goodbye.
Gracias a todos. Gracias, Elena. Gracias, Mayra. Nos vemos. Bye a todos.
Bye.